Hey everyone, Jump for Nintendo Life here! And when you think about The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass, what puzzle springs to mind? I'm sure most of us are probably thinking the exact same thing. And what I want to do today is not rip away those memories and experiences you had with that game, but rather give the attribution to a smaller game, where this puzzle actually originated from. So without further ado, let's check it out! Phantom Hourglass is actually a pretty special game for me. This is the game that kind of stopped me from just comparing consoles and embracing their differences. Before this, I only had one console at a time. Well, console and handhelds. I had a Dreamcast and a Game Boy, a PS2 and a Game Boy Advance, and then a Wii and a PSP. And I was very on board with the PSP. It was so advanced for the time, and in an era before smartphones, having something that can play music and watch movies and play games was out of this world. Why would I want a DS when this thing does so much? That was my mindset at the time. I was very happy watching Pirates of the Caribbean on UMD. I didn't need no Nintendogs. But then, oh boy, I came down hard with Zelda fever. Before the Wii, I found a very cheap N64 with Ocarina of Time, and that thing changed my perspective. I was around 6 or 7 years late to its release, but this was my new favourite game. It embodied fun and adventure, unlike any other game I'd played on PS2 or Dreamcast. I needed more. That's why I got the Wii with Twilight Princess. And with the Wii, I played the first Zelda, and the second Zelda, and A Link to the Past, and Wind Waker, and Four Swords Adventures. Within months, I corrected everything and played pretty much every Zelda available. But I still didn't want a DS until I saw this. Oh boy, they're bringing Zelda to the DS. Maybe I do need one. So for my birthday, my parents got me a DS Lite, and I was very thankful, but Phantom Hourglass wasn't out yet, and I couldn't really wait. I was saving up any birthday money and pocket money I could because just 3 months after my birthday, Phantom Hourglass would release in Japan. Yeah, the Western release wouldn't come until October, and I just couldn't wait that long for Zelda. At this point, I was 12 years old and didn't speak a single word of Japanese. This was my first import game, and it was a struggle, but I loved it. This game showed me the value of the DS, and the value of playing on multiple platforms. It was so different to what PSP offered. No longer was the DS just a weaker platform to me. It was something you could do so much more with. This was an entirely touch-focused Zelda. Everything is touch. You move with touch, you attack with touch, all your items have been adapted for touch. This changed how Zelda worked and gave the DS a ton of value in my eyes. And there's so much cool stuff in there. Like at one point there's a locked door, and to open it, you go to the candles next to it and physically blow them out by blowing into the microphone. It does a lot really well, and the main gimmick is of course, note-taking. This works much better when you can speak the language, so eventually I picked the game up in English. The majority of puzzles are about reading something, taking a note, and then applying what it said. So for instance, there are these switches, and you think, oh, what do I do? And then you walk down like 2 meters, and there's this picture, and it says, do exactly this, and you just copy it. It can feel like you're copying someone's homework at times. I loved the game at the time, but over the years with multiple playthroughs, I've come to appreciate it a bit less. It is probably the simplest mainline Zelda. Almost all the puzzles are just told to you, and combat is as simple as just tapping. There's not really much thought to apply. That said, even if my views have depleted over time, there's always been one puzzle that I pretty much define the game by. It's one of those moments that's so good that it just kinda sticks with you. Even if my opinion of this game has fallen down over the years, this has always brought it back up. But, you've read the title of this video, so what game did this originally come from? Well, let me introduce you to developer Sing. They unfortunately went bankrupt in 2010, but for a period, they worked very closely with Nintendo. In fact, the games they made on DS are first-party Nintendo IPs, and their spirits are in Smash Bros. Ultimate. These are Another Code, known in America as Trace Memory, and Hotel Dusk. Now, it's not just one of these games that have the puzzle. Both of them do, and they both predate Phantom Hourglass. Hotel Dusk by 6 months, Another Code by 2 years. Now let me take a moment to praise this game because I know there's a very high chance many of you have never heard of it, meaning even fewer have played it. It's basically a point-and-click adventure game, only you navigate in full open 3D space. But whenever you move to somewhere a little bit different, the top screen gets a new pre-rendered background. So what you're seeing on the bottom screen is kind of mirrored on the top screen but in more detail. And at any point you can examine these pre-rendered backgrounds and solve puzzles and find clues and advance the story. It's a really unique setup, and something very tailored to the DS. In fact, the whole game is very DS-centric. There's touch minigames and microphone minigames, and the main character Ashley even has a DS of her own. Though hers is the OG model, apart from it has camera functionality. Ashley, that's not a DSi. What are you trying to pull here? The story is really well written, and it's just a handful of hours long, meaning nothing really outstays its welcome. Another Code is just a very good, well-paced, and clever game. But what about the specific puzzle? Well, in Chapter 3, there's a puzzle to do with stamps. Basically, there's a stamp on the top screen and a print on the bottom screen, and you've somehow got to get them together. So at first you tap all over the screen and nothing happens. Press buttons, nothing happens. So what do? Well, the solution is to physically push them together, putting the DS in standby, closing the system. And that should sound familiar, because Phantom Hourglass does the exact same thing. In that game, there's a frame picture with a seed chart showing the next location to go to. And to get that location yourself, on the bottom screen open your map and simply press them together. What makes this such a clever feature is the DS doesn't have any gyroscopes. As a player, you know motion isn't expected of you, so to close the system is very outside the box. And in Hotel Dusk, Kyle says something's on the back of a puzzle, and you're taken to this screen right here. Seemingly, you can't do anything, but close the DS, open it back up, and the puzzle has now fallen out, showing you the back. Now, there's a very high chance that Phantom Hourglass had the puzzle in there before Hotel Dusk came out. I mean, they're only half a year apart. But Another Code came out in 2005, 2 years before Phantom Hourglass, and there's no chance Nintendo weren't aware, given it's their series. At the end of the day, I love this feature. It's so clever to close the DS to solve a puzzle, and I wish more games did it if anything. Yeah, it makes Phantom Hourglass a bit less original, but the context was still really good within the game. So again, this isn't a hit on Phantom Hourglass. The puzzle in this game is still really cool, and it's done under a fairly original context. But I just wanted to give the game, where the idea originated, a bit more recognition. Another Code is a really good hidden gem, and I think a lot of you would really like it. So if this is on your radar now, or you've played it before, let us know in the comments below. And of course, go to that subscribe button and close it. Of course, open the DS browser first, and then close it, and then open it again. And maybe you'll be subscribed. Probably not, because I don't think that'll work. But we'll see you next time. Bye everyone. And I also like what New Super Mario Bros. Does. Let's turn the volume up. And bye-bye, Mario.